Welcome back to this week's episode of Twisted. My name is Kate Evans, and today we will be discussing the recent murder of a successful bachelor named Jay Gatsby. The three men found a lifeless body floating in a pool. It was Gatsby. Only a few meters away did they find the body of Gatsby's murderer. But why would somebody with mountains of money be targeted? Why would somebody so popular hosting extravagant parties almost every day be killed? Our investigating team found people closely associated with Gatsby. We would like to invite Jordan Baker, a professional golf player and a frequent guest at Gatsby's party. So Jordan, how were Gatsby's parties?
I felt Gatsby's parties were splendid. Although he invites people, such as me of course, to his parties, many others merely show up uninvited. Yeah, I like large parties such as his because it seems so intimate.
Did he create any enemies over there?
There were no enemies to my belief. He didn't want any trouble with anybody. See, my friend Lucille tore her gown during one of his parties. By a week, that man had bought her a new 265 gown. Well, if only Nick could show that consideration to me. However, if I were to seriously point a possible enemy, it would be Tom. Gatsby continued to fight for Daisy's love even after her marriage with Tom.
Did Gatsby have a part in your golfing success of today?
Of course he did not have a part in my golfing success. I began playing in tournaments in 1918. But you aren't releasing this to the internet, are you?
No.
Okay. Well, I may or may not have cheated a few times, but dishonesty is needed nowadays to be successful like me.
Thank you. Next, I would like to call upon Tom, one of Nick's college buddies from Yale. He was just recently acquainted with Gatsby before the tragedy struck. So Tom, what is your opinion on Myrtle?
Myrtle was a sweet girl who didn't deserve her life to end this way. Because of Gatsby, her beautiful life was taken from her husband.
Did Gatsby ever do anything to make you angry?
Gatsby did anger me at times. I didn't like his personality when I was around him, and I'm pretty sure that all with my wife.
How have you been holding up since his sudden death?
I'm glad that he is gone from my presence. His skills of brainwashing Daisy was too much for me. Now I can keep my wife all to myself with no problems. Hallelujah.
Thank you. Moving on, I would like to invite Daisy, one of Gatsby's special friends. They fell in love before Gatsby was drafted into the war. So Daisy, how was your affair?
Well, at first it was wonderful, even though it was pretty awkward between us those first few minutes, but once we got past all that, the memories came rushing back, and I just felt so connected to him. Anyway, my husband eventually figured out that Gatsby and I were involved, and during that confrontation, Gatsby wanted me to say I never loved Tom. But I couldn't do that because at one point I did love Tom, and a part of me still did love him. Gatsby wouldn't take no for an answer, which made me realize that we were more different than I thought, and I realized I wanted to stay with Tom.
Why did you leave town with Gatsby, and where did you go?
I guess the main reason was that I just wanted to leave town. It was hot, and I was bored, and I was hoping Gatsby would offer to come with me. He did, but so did Tom, which kind of ruined it.
How do you feel about Gatsby's death?
It was very unexpected and sad. I'm sorry.
Is there anything else that bothers you other than Gatsby's sudden death?
Well, I wasn't planning to tell you, but I was the one who killed Myrtle.
Lastly, I would like to call Nick, one of Gatsby's closest friends, to talk to us about why Gatsby died. So Nick, did you view Gatsby as a friend or an acquaintance?
Gatsby was my closest friend. I understand that when I began to associate with Gatsby, my moral standards loosened. Nevertheless, he and I always made a great conversation and enjoyed many social outings.
Please explain the tension, if any, when the tea incident took place.
Well, to be honest, something told me that this tea party wasn't actually going to be a tea party, but rather a chance for Gatsby to rekindle his relationship with Daisy. Gatsby was highly anxious. Somehow I managed to calm him down a little bit. At the end of it all, I just didn't care.
How have you been holding up since Gatsby's death?
I am filled with uneasiness. This was not something that I was expecting. He had made it to heaven. I just hope he made it to heaven. if his mother raised him right, he should.
So, since we recently discovered Daisy truly killed Myrtle, what can you add about this incident?
Gatsby was infatuated with Daisy to the point of sacrificing his life for her. Wilson had found Gatsby's name from Tom and eventually took Gatsby's life with his own to avenge Myrtle.
Thank you. As we can see, there were more implications within Gatsby's murder than we foreshadowed. Love affairs, deceit, and corruption tied into the death of a man trying to build a better life to gain the acceptance of his past love. One thing's for sure, live your life for yourself and not others.